I'll be honest.
Yeah, we're going to need to do a lot of work on.
What's yours called, Rhianna? My treatment?
Waiting.
Oh.
I'm not sure. It was who, but I don't like it though. So it's just my preliminary total. Can I start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
DVD.
The type of film that this is going to be like a hybrid film of like psychological horror. This will entail it consisting of the typical conventions of a thriller combined with the elements of horror. I've chosen these two particular subgenres because as my market research kind of really found this more interesting. Like I spoke to a lot of teenagers and like adults and they like the kind of idea of the mystery of films, not knowing things to the end, and then a lot of people like kind of the horror, kind of like being scared, so I kind of put those two together to kind of see how it would be. I found it to be really interesting. Because this type of film you have to watch it to the end, and that's what kind of keeps them intrigued, the fact that you don't know what's happening to the very end of the film, so they have to keep watching to understand it.
Do you have an example in mind?
Of the film? £7, Will Smith. Yeah. Because that was like something happened in like 7 seconds, and then at the end you kind of found out what he was doing to get there.
Okay.
The plot. For editing, I'll be using many of the conventions of psychological thriller to tell the story. The main character name is Debbie. She wakes up with a headache and scarred wrists, pills are spilled on the floor, and there's a strange sign on the computer, like computer screen, like flashing. And she doesn't know what it means or what it stands for. And also there's like a high frequency sound, like a white noise kind of sound coming from the computer, and that's kind of messing with her head. And that's what's kind of giving her these kind of visions and stuff like that. And there's a sense of, yeah, okay. But like, there's a bit where she hears like a noise, she hears like a song, like an old nursery rhyme, it's slow down, and that's in her daughter's bedroom. And then she goes in there, but the thing is, what we the audience see it is completely empty, but in her head she kind of sees like a little girl playing kind of thing, so kind of see that she's kind of, her head's not really, yeah. The representation of this is
so
like,
she goes in,
yeah.
we realise that it's empty.
Yeah, but because she's getting flashes of like a little girl playing, which isn't what it means. And this, my main idea is the fact that I believe that there's people who kind of like sell themselves to be in the spotlight, and then she's kind of the victim of it. And I'm like, the reason why there's people on the streets, motionless and dead kind of thing, because like her 15 minutes of fame is over, so no one really cares about her anymore. And the emotion is towards her because they're not her family, and she hasn't got no love from them. And like, she's basically embodying the brutality and the dark side of fame, because she has the loss of family, a destruction of her intelligence, and the need for more is nothing good enough, and she craves and craves for more. And that's why there's like, at the beginning of the play, you don't really like her because you see like the pills, you see like she's kind of a disturbed person. You don't really think that she's like kind of something that you'd warm to, but you realise at the end that she really is just a victim of this. The character, like I said, was Debbie. Debbie's husband actually represents kind of the corruption of the media, and he's basically the one that's making her sick, making her worse, because he's the one making her feel that, because, let me explain this. He's a protagonist because he's the one that actually got her into the fame anyway, and she's like sold her soul. And he's kind of the idea of the whole media sucking the life out of her, and that's why she's so destroyed, but she's so like victimized and so like vulnerable. And then the daughter, Sophia, sorry, and she's basically the little girl, but she doesn't know that's her daughter. She sees her on the street, and then she kind of, yeah. The setting will mainly be in a house and location on the street when she's like walking out the house. The mise en scène will basically in the bedroom, be a messy bed, Debbie will be lying on it, there'll be spilled pills on the floor and newspapers all around, scattered around, and it will say like, "Who are you?" and then a picture of her. And then what appears to be a picture of a crossed out Debbie with daughter Sapphire. But I now want to do like, the picture is her and the daughter's kind of like been scratched out, because she's been scratched out of her life, because, yeah. In the little girl's bedroom there'll be full of toys and a rocking horse, and her clothes would be like stained t-shirt. My inspiration came from the program Black Mirror. And then
Was a clip here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
is
it's
that
not
the Charlie
the one-
Brooker thing? I missed the whole series.
Oh, I don't know. It's not, I can't think yet. But that was like a clip of the show where I got my inspiration from. And that's a few of the shots that I would use, like fast cuts, like loads of close-ups, because I wanted to feel like entrapped with it. So I wanted like a long shot of her like running and looking scared kind of thing, and then kind of zooms into her because it's kind of that kind of idea that she's trapped in this world. And then while doing my editing, and then themes of it, of like confusion, regret, greed, selfishness, pain, love, loss, and like family. And that's it.
There's a lot to take in, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
Do you think you can really convey all this in like 2 minutes?
It's not, because it's everything that you see. It's going to basically, it's just like flashes anyway. It's not like a whole like minute worth of her being in the room. It's just like her getting little flashbacks of her old life kind of thing, because like when she goes into the bedroom, she kind of hears the sound and that's what she thinks is her child, but she doesn't understand what the girl is. And she's walking on the street, she sees the girl, but she doesn't understand what it means. And when she bumps into her, she gets a flashback of a little girl like playing or whatever, and then she turns back and she's gone. It's kind of thing that it's just messing with her mind. She doesn't know where she is.
So how do we know anything about the husband?
Because I don't.
Maybe we don't have time to convey that.
Yeah.
So where are where is the girl and her husband now?
The girl,
At the present time.
like, if
Are they still with them? Is she still with them? Or
No, she doesn't know until like she gets her flashbacks kind of bring her back and she kind of realizes who the little girl is.
Okay.
But she doesn't understand that the husband actually isn't. She thinks, because he's the one kind of leading her, thinking how she thinks he's helping her kind of thing. Kind of
But
remember
do they
stuff.
live together?
She doesn't know that. She doesn't know who he is. She just thinks he's a nice, like a stranger on the street.
So,
they
when
live
we,
together.
so in your film opening,
You wouldn't
he's
know
not
that's it.
around,
Yeah,
but would he be living in the same place that she lives?
yeah.
So essentially, you're saying that she has detached from reality.
Yeah,
And
because
what
she's
she
She's
so...
sees.
broke up, basically. She doesn't remember.
She doesn't remember her own family.
Yeah, because she sold her soul just to
Okay.
be in publicity, just to get a bit of fame.
Okay, makes a lot of sense there.
Why do you want to scratch out the daughter's picture?
Because it's saying that she's lost that sense of family.
But
She's lost that sense.
who would have scratched that out?
It's just like a metaphor of that she's kind of lost
I
that
understand
family.
that, but I mean, we can't just have a metaphorical level. There's got to make sense in terms of the story as well. So if you're going to use a newspaper to convey that she used to be a star but now no one knows her name,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to do much else, surely.
How are you going to get the newspaper?
Yeah,
I
that's,
think that's
that's
easy
not
to
just
do.
not just Rhianna. I think we've got one too.
It's like £4 online to
What?
to make fake newspapers.
Is it?
It's like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Your kids have got it so easy.
What do you actually see? I'm confused as to what.
Like how the actual thing is.
What's your opening shot?
The opening shot is basically like of the room with Debbie lying in the bedroom, and then you just see like the messy room, the pills on the floor, and like a flickering image which would be on the computer screen.
See, I like the idea of her going to the music, nursery rhyme coming through, her going to the room. We see that there's nothing there, and then just as the camera scans the room.
Yeah, I sort of got like a shot at island kind of.
Yeah,
vibe
it
about
just
it.
reminded me of
Almost.
something. When you see the girl, maybe in a slightly different,
Yeah,
rendering or colour or light.
I think maybe that's what you need to concentrate on.
I think I would, but then the story could be so different.
She starts in the bed and then what happens?
It's that noise that she hears. She hears like there is a thud or something, and she kind of gets up, and it's that white noise from the computer screen. It's kind of like messing with her head, and then she hears the songs, and then she goes into the bedroom, and then
So another bedroom.
yeah, the
Yes.
kids, the little
Yeah.
girl's room, and
Yeah.
then she sees like a little girl either on a rocking horse or something playing with her toys, and then but we see there's nothing in there. It kind of shows that she has that sense of that she's kind of out of the world kind of thing, but she doesn't know that she still thinks that she's still there. She doesn't realise that what's happened in actual society isn't real, it's just in her mind kind of thing.
Did you say something about being out on the street then as well?
Yeah, because I don't know if I have time for that, but if I do have that time, I want it to be like her running on the street, kind of like, because she just doesn't know what's going on kind of thing. And then like, the people are just motionless robots kind of thing, because no one really cares about her. And it's just basically saying how society, as soon as your 15 minutes of fame is gone, no one cares about you kind of thing. It's just like my political view
Do you
on
have, is that storyboard?
No.
Okay.
I think it's a bit confusing. At the start, it wouldn't make more sense if she went into the room and there was nobody there, but to the audience, the girl was actually there. Because you said that she lives with a family, right?
Yeah.
But she just doesn't see them anymore. Essentially, is that what you said?
But it's just like kind of flashes of it, because like she remembers, but she doesn't remember the girl as being her daughter. She sees a girl.
Okay, so if it's the middle of the night, right, and she goes into the room and nobody's really there, where is the girl then in real life?
The girl actually
With
is
the father somewhere else. No. Oh yeah.
Then the
where's
girl could this could be just like an actual past memory, because the little girl, however, she wouldn't be a little girl in actual real life. She's like grown up. The fact that it kind of shows
She's
that
grown
she's
woman
missed.
now.
It's like she shows she's missed her childhood because she
Okay.
wants to be famous. She missed her whole child growing
So
up.
how
kind of
old is
thing.
your actress?
The woman? She's the adult.
And how old would her daughter be in present day?
Like 18, 20.
Right.
Okay. I get what you're saying. It makes a bit more sense. I think you'd have to,
I think it's too much.
you have to convey that. It'd be difficult.
I think there's too much, and I think you should exploit your really lovely ideas at the start. The idea of her being in the bed, all those nice, slow, establishing shots, and then the white noise coming through. You know, just maybe getting a hint of the computer flickering. Then the nursery run feeding through. You know, your soundtrack could really guide the audience. But then, where do you end? What's your end point for the film opening?
Do you get white noise?
Maybe
on
the
computer?
newspaper.
Huh?
Do you get white noise on the
It's
computer?
just to kind of like.
I don't think you
But
technically. It's not
you
like
don't.
this.
It's not like that.
only
It's
the
just meant
analog
like,
TV.
you
It's
know,
like a high pitched frequency. Sometimes
yeah,
you
but
get
it's like,
it.
you know when you get like when you're like on a TV screen or whatever, and it's like white and it's like flickering, like really weird annoying. I wanted that, but I thought about my room. I haven't got a TV in my room, I have a computer. That's what I meant. But it will be whatever's in that room kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I think it'll be easier if you went with the idea that what you said originally about like she can't see them, but it was set in modern, daytime,
Yeah.
rather as opposed to in the past.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if the child is now like 18 to 20, then that would have occurred quite a long time ago.
But also, if she went back to the bedroom or to the table or something, picked up the newspaper or just saw the newspaper, that might explain why the night before she took drugs or did something, because it was just her reaction to the news story or the non-news story. Who are
Like
you?
if the film carried on later on, you'd figured out that it was the husband. That was ones that kind of made her feel that she was going mad. He was the one that planted the thing. He was the one that made her think that she was going crazy by like feeding all his lies. But obviously you can't see that. There's just no.
No, that's
So
fine.
couldn't you hint at this somehow? Not necessarily definitively say, but
I wanted to do it, but I didn't know how to do that.
Does she blame him?
No, but she doesn't know it was him.
Oh, okay.
I'm just thinking, where does the drama come from, or how would you keep the audience interested? Like,
Well, I suppose wondering who the little girl is, and then if you do show a newspaper or something with it, maybe a picture of her looking really
disheveled,
rough,
yeah.
and the headline being,
She has a plot.
something about her being a has-been, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe this is more like a horror film or something, but if you started with the lady in the bed and there's something happening in the other room that's drawing her to the other room, like sound, noise or something, and like basically the film opening is her moving from the bedroom slowly to the other room where the noise is coming from, then you've got like suspense, and the end of the opening could be finding out whatever is in the room. And you could perhaps the TV thing. I don't know. I was kind of thinking if the TV, if we get little, maybe like close-ups of the TV, and we're led to think that the TV is on in the room, and there's noise coming out of the TV or something, and then when she gets into the room, we see that the TV is not on, and that we then infer that it's in her head or something. I don't know.
And how would it like end properly?
She could even, you could
with
even,
the shot of with the room as it is in reality.
That's what. Yeah.
but then you could still have that vision of suddenly in that sitting room, the little girl watching TV or something.
In between, you could have all that.
Because I quite like this
exposition.
idea, you know, you can just see it, you know, the camera panning the room, and then suddenly it's a different, you know, it looks a bit more blurry or a different light, and then you see something else with a very echoey soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean.
And then you go back to the way it really is.
Still, like, there's not enough at the moment.
I don't know. I think there's actually. I think there is. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, if you think about the first 2 minutes of film openings, you really don't have to have much.
I mean, in terms of intrigue as well.
Oh, intrigue. Yeah, okay.
I think if you make it about the mystery of what's in the room and what's drawing her to the room, then you've got intrigue and suspense.